All right. Here we are. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Farthest Thunder. Unfortunately, we're going to be missing South tonight, but it was a bit ominous, his departure at the end of last session anyway, when they carted him off. All right. To be executed. Here we are. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Farthest Thunder. Unfortunately, we're going to be missing South tonight, but there we go. Mute myself. That's better. All right. So before we get started tonight, I know you guys collected a lot of XP between the exposition and first episode. I know some of you want to skill up, maybe get a new talent. Unfortunately for talents, if you want to get one, we're going to have to spend 24 hours game time. That would be 12 days on this planet. And a wits roll at the end of that to see if you get it. Otherwise, for skills, as long as you succeeded in the skill test using that skill last episode, you just need to spend the 5 XP and you can skill up. Or if you have not, you're going to have to spend some time and find someone to train you, or wait until this session to do that. And what I'm going to do, instead of waiting for the end of the session to get to allow you to skill up, if you have the XP and you use your skill, if you want to level up at that time, I'll let you. All right. Okay. So a quick recap from episode 1. The Great Mother Mission has finally arrived in the far Spinward colonies. With it, it brings a message of hope and acceptance back into the loving arms of the middle heavens, and the corporations and government entities that rule those areas, including Wayland Yutani. The first planet that a couple of you were sent down to make not first contact, but second contact, I suppose, to reestablish contact with is Baxter's Reach, a strange planet with a 2-hour day cycle, spinning like a top around the sun with a 22-day year. But despite its proximity to the sun, it is quite abundant in terms of flora and fauna, providing a wealth of resources. So on this planet, Baxter's Reach, the main resource at hand at this time is phosphorite, which is harvested using your single and last harvester. Now, the unfortunate circumstances of Baxter's Reach after the isolation, when you lost contact with the Middle Heavens, was twofold. One was a devastating plague hit Baxter's Reach, decimating your population, reducing it to just under a couple thousand citizens that survived. The second was the arrival of the cooperative, and the cooperative being the remnants of the CANC, the Chinese, I forget what the other things, Association of Allied Nations Cooperative or something like that. And they were also isolated in the far west Spinward colonies. However, due to their military prowess and might, and the fact that they were one of the only few factions remaining in the far Spinward colonies that had faster than light vehicles to travel to the various colonies, they have exerted their power and subjugated Baxter's Reach to supply them with the resources that they require to survive. So there have been on Baxter's Reach some turmoil, for lack of a better word, where there are those who strain against the yoke of the cooperative and wish to be free of them. And then there are those who simply wish to carry on with the status quo, not ruffle too many feathers, just to survive to the next day. And then you have the Symps, those who sympathize with the cooperative and not only sympathize, but want to be a part of their power. Better in their mind to be predator than prey. So, given the politics and turmoil and the difficulties on Baxter's Reach, as the landing party, carrying a number of delegates, including our friends Aiko and the pilot Ezra, to the surface of Baxter's Reach, Ezra, you encountered some strange anomalies in your ship. It started while you were actually on board the mothership when you're doing a routine checkup, a pre-flight check. Odd things were happening. Strange alarms going off with no real reason. The coffee machine went on a fritz. But it wasn't until you were bringing your ship in for a landing, final approach, that things went off the rails. However, due to your incredible piloting skills, you managed to save everybody on board with no injuries, except for Aiko, who was throwing a bit of a temper tantrum and managed to smash his head on a bulkhead as he was trying to make his way to the cockpit to ream you up. However, you managed to land the vessel. It is in rough shape. All systems are offline. And the delegates decided to exit the ship and to get the lay of the land, wherein they met Otmar and Gideon, who were tending to Jarvis, the harvester. So Otmar and Gideon, you had first contact with these new arrivals, totally unexpected emissaries from the Middle Heavens that in your lifetime you have never met. It was only from tales from your fathers and grandfathers and grandparents that you heard of these individuals, the planets of Earth, of Weyland-Yutani, of the UN, the UA, the UPP, all these names that you only heard in stories are now, their delegates now stand before you. Meantime, back in Baxter's Reach, there was a bit of a showdown between the Symps, who were starting to exert their power with the imminent arrival of the cooperative. They attempted to shut down the only drinking hole in Baxter's Reach, the excuse me. Again, before there was that. What was it? Eva's tumbler. Thank you. And as they burst into this tranquil, happy little drinking hole, they threatened to shut it down. South was there, drowning his sorrows for not having come up empty in his prospecting adventure just prior to all of this happening. However, one of his friends seems to have struck it rich, carrying a strange piece of ore. Before South had a chance to gain much more information from his friend about this piece of ore, where it came from, its nature, which he found quite suspicious, Simon and Andrea, Benji's sister and boyfriend, burst in, and all hell broke loose. South's friend was killed, and Benji, when you left, I just want to go back to that moment. When you left that place and you brought Andrea with you, she was unconscious, and you kind of slung her in the back of this stolen jeep that you managed to steal from one of the council members. How well would you say you know Andrea? How close is she to you? Do you consider her? Do you care about her?
Benji does care about his sister. Um, but she hasn't exactly been all that good for him. Um, and so, yeah, it's maybe a typical brother sister sort of rivalry. Um, but yes, he does. He won't say it, but he does.
All right. So that puts things in a little bit more context for me. Thank you. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Go back to the crash site. That's where we'll start, actually. And it is here that Simon exerted his power over the new arrivals by killing what he thought was the leader of the delegation, Victor Chen, who represented the Kellen mining conglomerate. Whereas Aiko, you were tasked to lead this delegation. You had that privilege as this was once a Wayland-Yutani colony. However, you did not step up. So Victor Chen was killed in your place. And by that, Simon asserted his power with his band of goons, escorted the primary delegates back into town to face the council, run by one Samuel Hargrove at this point, who is a sympathizer for the cooperative. Two of the other council members were taken into custody as they protested against his sudden usurping of power within this community. Along with the rest of you, Gideon, Otmar, and Benji, you were all brought back to town hall to discuss the matter, because this arrival of the Great Mother Mission and this landing party was a complete surprise. The cooperative is due to arrive within the next 10 hours, demanding their next round of tribute. So Samuel Hargrove, now leader of this community, has deemed it prudent that he use you, the arriving delegates, as hostages, pawns, negotiating chips or tools, to give or effectively gift the cooperative in return for some favor. South, who is unable to join us tonight, was most vehement in his opposition to this plan, voiced it quite loudly, and for that, he was taken away and instructed to be brought back to the crash site, where it is presumed that everyone who was left there was executed. But we'll see actually what really happened back there. Because last we left the crash site, Ezra, you were hiding in a broom closet aboard your shuttle. As two goons were still searching the ship, looking for survivors, rounding up the crew, getting them all outside. Ezra, what are you doing at this time? You can hear their heavy footsteps. You can hear them yelling at your crewmates. Get out. Drop what you're doing. Show me your hands.
How far away are the voices from the door that I'm behind?
They come and go as they're wandering the halls of the shuttlecraft.
All right. If when the voices are farthest away and there seem to be bullying the crew, I'll crack the door to the closet open and see if I can get a look in that direction.
All right. Can you make an observation check for me, please? So what that observation check was, first of all, was to determine how far, how close these individuals were. You had 2 successes, so I'll allow you to use one of those successes in your stealth check or your mobility check to see to make sure that you are not discovered. So actually, it's not an automatic success. You get 1 extra die, so you get 1 more die.
All right. D6.
Yep.
Roll. Come on. Shit.
Oh my
No
gosh,
successes.
So many dice and no successes. You can fly a ship, but you cannot hide.
Yep.
All right. As you emerge slowly to poke
Squeak
out,
door.
yeah, you make a mental note.
Yeah.
Must oil this door.
Yeah.
But one of the goons hears the door open behind him. He turns and he sees you just poking out. He levels his... What weapon does he have here? Just let me double check. His pulse assault rifle at you. Now, what you doing hiding in that closet? Come on up.
I'll hold my hands out in front of me, show that they're empty, and I'll walk out of the closet.
All right. You walk out, and he's rounded up all the other crew members. Between 2 of them. Now you're all standing outside with the individuals that you see there, including the dead body of Victor Chen. You see Simon kind of lying a little dazed on the ground, and one of the other goons helps him to his feet. And Simon says,
How many are in the crew that came out with me?
there are 8 crewmen.
Plus me? Okay.
Plus you, plus the 3 surviving people that are just kind of standing there.
Okay.
Lisa looks absolutely terrified. She's traumatized after having seen her boss get executed. Alex Turner's kind of quiet, but you can tell he's clearly bothered. And you can see Lieutenant James Blake. His eyes are just kind of scanning the threats. You can see him assessing the situation to see if there's any room for him to make a move.
Okay. So it's 9 came out plus 3, 12.
12 of you, 3
against 3 of them. Okay. All right. Ezra keeps his trap shut.
All right. Lieutenant James Blake kind of looks at you and kind of motions for you to come next to him.
I don't. I try to flank the 3 people, right? It's 12 against how many? 12 against 3?
12 against 3, but they have assault rifles.
I'm going to position myself on the opposite side of Blake.
All right. And I should let you know, maybe 100 meters away is Jarvis's pen.
Okay.
You can smell him from here. This very strong smell of sulfur.
All right.
And Simon, he sees they're trying to round you guys all up into a tight circle. Ezra, are you trying to flank them and break that circle?
No, but I'll try to be as far away from Blake so I can look across the hooligans to try to make eye contact with Blake. Right? So if they're rounding us up, he's on one side of the pack of hostages, I'm on the other side of the pack of hostages.
Okay. Simon, you can see him rubbing his head. Now I can't recall who's the one that decked him last time. That was Gideon with effectively tased him. So he's shaking that off now. And just now, what do we have here? He's looking at all of you guys, and he walks right up to you, Ezra, like nose to nose, just inches away from you. You're not one of us, are you?
Nope.
Do you bleed? I always wondered if your kind bleed.
Well, let's hope we don't find out.
I think you'd be a pretty prize for the cooperative when they arrive. And you can see out of the corner of your eye, as Simon's attention is focused on you, he's kind of shifting his way over to one of the other goons. Do you do anything?
Simon is walking towards one of the goons.
No, no, Lieutenant Blake is.
Oh, Blake is.
So I'll put here.
All right, so Blake is walking is just nonchalantly moving towards one of the goons, and Simon is nose to nose with me.
Yeah, so Simon is in your face, and these other guys are like this, kind of surrounding you. Whoops.
All right, and they have pulse rifles, but Simon does not. He's not armed.
Simon does have a weapon. He's got a pulse sight rifle too.
All right, I'll just stay calm and clock how Simon is holding that rifle if I need to wrench it away from him.
All right. He's not really paying. He doesn't consider you too much of a threat, so he's just kind of he's holding it in his hand, but he's just kind of holding it down by his side.
Yep.
In the meantime, you can see Blake making a move on this guy.
Physically going after.
Physically trying to wrestle his weapon away.
All right, I'll say Turner move, and then I'll reach for Simon's rifle.
All right. So I'm going to have a quick initiative round here, just between you, Simon, Blake, and the goons, because the others are non-combatants. All right, so go ahead. And in the with the crossed swords, you should see your picture with the cards. You got it.
Oh, fudge.
Low numbers goes first.
Shit.
Oh boy, both of you are going last here. Okay, so Simon, I'm just going to make a quick observation check for him to see if he notices what's going on. Not the most observant man. He doesn't have a clue. So
Hopefully he's still experiencing side effects from the stun.
There's that too. Simp number 1, that is this individual here. I'm going to see if he noticed something. Oh boy. These guys are... Oh, he does. Uh-oh, that's not good for Lieutenant Blake. So he's going to fire on him as he goes to the... as he sees him approaching his friend. All right, so he's going to be doing a fair amount of damage. 3 points of damage on Lieutenant Blake. And he's still up. But you hear the rapid sound of gunfire, a burst fired off to your right, and you see the bullets kind of rake across his back. Ezra, you're up.
Grab for Simon's rifle.
All right, so I'll have you roll a close combat check, and he's going to resist, so it's going to be a contested.
Push.
You cannot push.
No, I mean it's he got 1, I got 1.
All right.
Yeah,
so
sorry,
yeah.
I used the wrong term.
So no, you are struggling over his gun now.
All right.
You're gonna stay where you are though. That was your slow action. You have a fast action still.
Oh shit! What can I do with a fast action?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah. No, and I don't want him to. I don't want to run and be at range. So I'm not much of a grappler, but I'll stay close to Simon.
All right. I'm going to let you roll for Lieutenant James Blake.
Okay.
You are going to be rolling 3 plus 5, 8 dice. 8d6. I see 1 success.
Okay.
And this guy is going to roll his close combat to resist. 2
Shit.
successes. So he is going to be firing at Lieutenant James Blake. This is point blank, though. So he can't fire his weapon. The range won't allow that. So he's going to swing at him with his gun to try and just use it as a club. So go ahead and roll 8 dice again.
Two sixes.
Three successes. All right.
3 6.
So nothing there. All right. So they're still struggling. Simon now obviously knows what's going on after he hears the gunfire. You are wrestling him for his gun. He's going to try and disengage from you. So he's going to make a mobility check to see if he can move away from you. He does.
Okay.
And he levels his gun at you. He's going to take aim with his fast action, but he cannot fire this round.
Okay.
All right. Simp is going to go. He's going to fire another round into Lieutenant James again. No successes. Shots go wide. These guys clearly don't have enough practice with their guns. Ezra, you're up.
Rush it, Simon. Close the gap.
Okay.
Reach for the gun. Reach for the barrel. Twist it away from him.
Okay. Close combat again. Can't resist this time. Nope. Unable to grab it from him.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll 8d6 again. No successes. No successes. All right. Nothing happens there. This guy's going to do the same thing. He's going to try and back away from Lieutenant. Does so. And he's going to level his gun at Blake. Simon's turn. He's going to do the same thing. He's still going to try and get away from you.
Oh, shit.
He does so. Okay. And he's going to use that extra success for something else a little later on. This guy's going to fire again. Oh my gosh. He's useless. Ezra, you're up.
Close the gap on Simon. Reach for the gun. This is a death match. I don't think I'll do anything but that. Oh, shit. I just rolled ranged. I fucked that up. What should I do? Reroll? Close
Yeah,
combat?
just reroll close
All right,
combat.
sorry
Yeah.
about that. I did range
No worries.
combat. All right.
No worries.
That's more like it.
So he's going to use his extra success there. He's going to get an extra d6 here to push you off.
This
No.
is on this dice, just
No.
making the
Yeah.
fate.
All right, go ahead and roll 8d6 again.
Come on, Blake. One.
1 success. No successes. He wrestles the gun away from him. But cannot fire this turn. And this guy is just going to run. He's running. He's going to make a mobility check to see if he can get away. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. So he runs around to the far side of the ship and takes cover. Simon is up. He's going to try again once more to... You know what? He's had enough. He's just going to try and club you again.
Okay.
Maybe your fast action to counter.
Yep.
All
What is
right.
that? What does that roll?
You need one success. Close combat.
Okay. Nope.
All right. So he clubs you, and you will take 1 point of damage.
All right. 3 down to 2.
And this guy's going to fire one more time on Lieutenant Blake. 2 for another 3 points of damage.
Blake's toast.
Yeah, Blake is dead. All right, Ezra, what would you like to do? You see Lieutenant Blake go down.
How far away is Simon from me?
He's right in your face.
Simon has a
He's got an assault rifle.
and the other guys. So I'm 2 rifles against no rifles.
Mm-hmm.
Shove Simon back and put my hands up. Say I flew this vessel. If you want off this planet, you'll keep me alive.
All right, go ahead and make a mobility check to see if you can put some distance between you and Simon. All right, not a problem. You give him a hard shove, so much so that he kind of stumbles a little bit as he is pushed back. But you can see where he struck you with the butt of his rifle. A gash kind of opened up on your forehead, and you see the white liquid kind of streaming down your face. So you do bleed. Now it says, I don't. He calls out to his friend over here. Get the fuck back over here. He kind of sneaks around back and picks up his gun sheepishly. Now I don't want any more trouble. No one else here has to die. You're all my most welcome guests.
Ezra will look over to Lisa and Alex, see if they're chill.
Lisa is anything but chill. As soon as the gunfire starts, she kind of fell to her knees, kind of buried her hands over, like covered her ears with her hands, and she's a wreck. Alex Turner just is kind of he's moved over to her to help comfort her and shield her how he can. That's it. Just the 3 of you now. Everyone else here's that. Oh, the other crew members are just kind of like, nope, we don't want any part of this.
I'll say to Simon, all right, well, you got 3 tokens. Better for us to walk into town than you to drag us to town.
No, you're going to stay right here. Right where you are. Because I need you folks to fix this ship for me.
Smartest thing I've heard you say yet.
But I don't trust you. What's your name, Symps?
Ezra.
Oh, Ezra. I'm going to have my boy here tie you up so you don't try any of that nonsense again. And I'll take... no. We'll take 2 of your crew members on board. And if there's any funny business, we'll just start shooting the other ones. How does that sound?
Good luck fixing the ship while my hands are tied.
Well, we'll do a quick survey. Yeah, your crew, I suppose, I'm hoping is good at their job. No? They'll be able to tell what state it's in, at least.
Ezra will shrug.
All right. He asks you to put your hands out so he can zip tie them.
I do.
All right. So the 3 of you are zip tied now, kind of forced to kneel on the grass outside the ship, along with 6 of the other crew members, where one of these guys, this guy here, escorts 2 of your crew members on board to assess the damage.
Do I recognize the crew members? Are they any good?
One is like the engineer, the other one mainly is maintenance, like for the scrubbers and that kind of stuff. They're okay. Everyone on here is skilled at what they do, so
Okay.
they're all roughnecks.
All right. So I'm thinking we got a chance.
But they're not combatants, these guys.
Right.
They're just doing it for the paycheck.
Nor do I want Simon to think that I'm expendable and the crew members will get the job done.
All right. So those 2, this one and 2 crew members go on board. This guy here is going to watch over the 3 of you and the 6 other crew members with the assault rifle. Well, Simon says, well, I got to get back into town now. You all behave.
The sooner he leaves, the better.
All right. And he just kind of throws his assault rifle over his shoulder, starts whistling a tune, and limps back to town. Still nursing that stun that he got from Gideon. Back in the town hall. South has been escorted out along with 2 of the council members, the former head elder, Elena Brooks, and Mara Quinn, leaving Sam Hargrove, Javier Ruiz, and Naomi Ward. Andrea has just spent a few moments trying to convince you, Benji, to get down from your chair, to behave, keep quiet, don't get your ass shot off. But you basically, I think, told her to fuck off. Do your own thing, as you guys all see South being escorted out. There is a large number of people whispering back and forth, wondering what the hell's going on. The room is surrounded by more of Sam's men, all of them carrying assault rifles. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
This might be stupid, but can I try and sneak out?
Sneak out. That's going to be challenging. So much so that I'm gonna say you need at least 3 successes to do it.
Okay, what would I roll for that?
Mobility.
Oh god.
All right, so you stealthily get up off your chair and try and push past a few people, try to keep a low profile. But you see Sam, as he's kind of pacing up there, watching over the crowd. You there, Gideon. Young man, where do you think you're going?
Funny story. I think I left my oven on. I gotta go, check to see if it's okay.
Now, Gideon, why don't you go and...
Can
take a seat.
Otmar come over? Does he notice this?
Yeah, probably at this point, yeah. Gideon's pretty much got the attention of everyone now.
And he starts cursing Gideon out. What are you doing? Don't you know we got to feed Jarvis? How we got to get all the food ready.
I can't believe I forgot about that. How stupid of me. We gotta go feed Jarvis, otherwise he's gonna eat the entire colony. Better go. Bye, y'all.
So yeah, Otmar moves to channel Gideon in a different direction toward a different exit and approaches the guards to see if they'll let him pass.
Sam says, now, Otmar, Jarvis can wait a few hours.
You've never seen him hungry. I want to see him try and devour an entire mountain once. He tried to eat me several times on my first day. It's not pretty.
Sam, as you know, how often you got to feed Jarvis? Tell me.
I know. I know that beast of yours is a hungry critter. But tell you what, if you don't get your asses down in that seat, Gideon, I imagine your sisters might be a tasty morsel.
He's gonna scowl at Sam and stand still.
Now, none of us here want that, do we?
No, sir, Mr. Hargrovel.
I forget. Are his hands bound, or do I?
You're gagged still. Yeah.
I'm gagged, but do I have my hands?
No, your hands are free.
Realistically, how possible would it be for me to? I guess it would be hand-to-hand combat, which I have no skill in. Now, there's going to be no Rambo moves here. Aiko's just going to sit down and skulk.
So Otmar would take Gideon by the arm roughly and get back. Sit down.
Gideon's kind of fuming, but he's gonna slowly sit down and just like nonchalantly just.
Now, good folks of Baxter's Reach, I know things may seem a little chaotic now, but trust me when I say that this is for the best for our community. Now, these fine folk that have come all this way from the Middle Heavens, what have they done for us? Where have they been for the past 75 years? It's been the cooperative that has been taking care of us, ensuring our survival. It is the cooperative that we owe allegiance to, not some pencil neck paper pushers from Earth, as he looks directly at you, Aiko. So, I urge you all just to sit down, relax. I shall bring some refreshments in. No one's going to starve. And we're just going to sit here and wait for the cooperative to arrive. That includes you, Benji. Get down off that chair.
Yes, Mr. Hargoon. Benji would. He's going to kind of make his way over to Otmar and Gideon. This is a big enough space, right? Like, a few folks could maybe have a private conversation if they wanted to.
Yeah, and in fact, what happens now, as you see some more of these Symps bring in coffee and like donuts or whatever they serve here, just to keep you guys happy. They set up a table at the back of the room, and people are starting to get up and helping themselves, but always under the watchful eye of these guards.
Would it be possible for Aiko to talk to Naomi Ward?
Yeah. Naomi and Javier, in fact, are kind of together and having a conversation in hushed tones at this time.
Aiko's going to try to walk over. I'll also kind of signal like...
You're free to take it out. You don't. Your hands aren't tied.
I'll kind of use it like a mask. Like, hey, I got something to show you.
You're saying this to Naomi?
Yes. Yeah.
She kind of gives you a curious look and says, Do I? You arrived on the ship.
Yes. Look. I'm gonna pull out my letter of corporate authorization, and I'm like, look, I can get this colony whatever you need. You don't need to work with terrorists. If you can help me smooth things over here, I'll have you drowning and drinking food and anything else you need. But you got to fix this. This is bad.
It's not me you need to convince. It's Sam. He's the one calling the shots now. I'm sorry, I can't help. Look around you. Look, they have guns.
What would get through to Sam? I don't know anything about this guy.
Sam, as misplaced as his judgment is, he does, in his own twisted way, thinks he's the only one capable of taking care of this community the way he sees fit. He's very old-fashioned, very traditional in his values.
What if someone challenged for his leadership?
You see Naomi look over at Javier and say, well, actually, there's nothing in our bylaws that prevent that. We could have a referendum on his leadership right now. And Javier says, are you crazy? He has soldiers surrounding us. Can you honestly say this will be a free vote? This might only further solidify his power.
Aiko is going to signal Otmar and Gideon.
Gideon's definitely going to kind of nonchalantly make his way over again.
You're muted.
Otmar watches Gideon walk over, but he stays where he is.
Hey, good to see you. I need a favor.
Hey,
Is there-
you hid behind me? I'm not giving you a favor.
Is there alcohol here?
No.
Oh.
It's like throwing gunpowder
Open
on
bar.
a fire. Jesus.
All right, there goes my plan.
Okay, but like, what? Why y'all calling us over? What's the issue, dude?
How does your primitive voting system work here? Do you use like written ballots or something? What do you do?
Yeah, I just generally, I guess, written ballots.
If you call a vote, do you think we could get Gideon here to stuff some ballots for us?
You want me to stuff some ballots for you to rig an election that's already rigged because of the crazy guys with guns right there?
Yeah, I mean, maybe that other guy can help too, whatever his name is. And that kid, the kid can help us too.
Which kid? There's lots of kids. You're gonna have to be specific.
I don't know, just pick one you know.
Gideon's gonna kind of turn over and be like, Benji, Omar, get over here. This fucking idiot's got something. Kind of, maybe. I'm not sure.
Otmar walks over as if, looking for Gideon to discipline further, and comes upon Gideon speaking with Aiko.
Okay, good. Look, everybody's in on the plan. Do the thing, Naomi.
There's no
Nope.
plan. What are y'all talking about?
He wants to call a snap election.
And then this weird ass beanhole wants me or someone else to stuff the ballots in an already most likely rigged election.
Sam doesn't give a shit about elections. They got guns all around us. I know you can all see that. Those soldiers aren't just going to honor the vote. The golden rule. What the? No, we need. I mean, sooner or later, there's going to be lines for the latrine. And people going to want to have a place to sleep. And all kinds of belly aching going to be going on around here. I say we wait it out.
Oh, I think I got something. This might be stupid, but I think I got something. Miss Ward, you can, since you're a doctor, can you like have someone fake a medical emergency, create a distraction while we sneak out? You know, like someone like fake the weird shaking stuff.
I suppose I could. You,
Benji raises his hand and he's like, I would do it. I would do it. I would do it.
Benji, you're enough trouble as it is. I still have to have that conversation with you about that car. But sure. But so you just need a distraction.
Yeah, what if like someone like starts a fight or there's like the weird someone throwing up blood or something like that, and everyone's like, "Oh, hey, look over there." We just kind of tootle on out over in the other direction.
Okay. Should I ask what you're going to do when you leave? Like, no one's going to get hurt.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't thought that far.
Javier's just kind of rolling his eyes behind. Naomi says, "This is ridiculous. We should just keep our heads down. Let's hear them out. Just get this over with, and we'll all come through this alive. There's no reason for rash action here. Just do what they want."
Mr. Otmar, Mr. Gideon, I mean, if you did manage to get a hold of that harvester, I mean, he could do a lot. He could do a lot of damage, don't you think? It's not a bad idea.
What are we going to damage?
Well, all Andrea's friends.
We could go after the Symps. Yeah, Benji's right. I mean, what are they gonna do against a giant slug monster tardigrade thing?
He's just going to move in a direction, you know. It's not like he's going to even tell them apart. You should know that, Gideon. I mean, you want to attack the collective when they land? Will they even land? I haven't seen evidence of be here, but everybody sure is acting like it.
What if we just head out to the crash site and then see if maybe they could fix the ship there, and we could go up to the big ship up there and then say, "Hey, there's some shit going on down here," and then they can come in and help.
Last I saw, they was being murdered. And I think if we went out there, we're going to be wondering what's going on back here. Somebody's got to know what happens with the collective and how things are moving on, or if they moving on. But I'll create a distraction if you want to make a run for it.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure we can figure out that second part once we get outside, I feel like that's our biggest issue. Is getting out of here.
All right, how do other people feel about this plan?
So does Aiko still have his briefcase with him?
Yep.
So he's gonna ask Naomi, "Do you have something that can make smoke?"
No.
You got a lighter?
I don't
Benji?
smoke. Smoking is bad for you. No, he
Benji,
looks so. Yeah, she's looking at you now, Benji.
Gideon's just gonna step a little further away from Benji just so he's not in that glare.
Well, I might have one.
So Aiko's gonna take off his Rolex and be like, "I'll trade you."
Just relax.
That don't seem like a fair trade.
Wow, that's quite the device. Here.
So
Sure,
I'm
let's get him. Fucking
I'll-
watch, okay.
I'll take the lighter and I'm going to light something on fire in the middle of the briefcase and then hand it to Otmar and be like, "Here's your distraction. Go. It's a bomb."
Otmar just like puts it on the ground, stomps it out. The hell are you talking about?
Ah.
Sam just throws a curious gaze over at you guys as he's talking to Simon.
Otmar storms off. He's wiping sweat off his brow. He's going to the bathroom.
Aiko's gonna grab his Rolex back from Benji.
What if like you know in like those like movie picture thingies they got like that big brawl and then everybody's fighting and then the people sneak off? What if we do that? We get everybody to start fighting.
You feel actually a gentle tap on your shoulder, Aiko. You turn around and there's Maria Vasquez, representative of the ICC, standing there. May I have a word with you, Aiko?
Yeah. You can have as many as you want. Get me the fuck out of here.
Fucker, I'm trying to do that. You're not being helpful at all. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, as leader of this delegation, not Victor Chen, who you allowed to have murdered in your stead back at the ship. Don't think I will not note this in my report. But
You're right. Protocol is not being followed right now. I agree. We will all mourn the dead, inconsequential as they are.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that. But I need you to step up.
I'm trying. These people are practically apes. Can't reason with them.
Gideon just flips him off in the background.
Well, these apes are what stand between you and certain death. So if you don't get your act together, Aiko, you're going to get us all killed.
Benji's going to walk over to, while this is going on, walk over to Andrea.
Mhm.
And he might say to her, "Sis, look, I know I was pretty harsh earlier, but it's true. In some ways, you got us into this mess. Maybe you have some ideas on how to get us out of it."
fuck's sakes. I just told you to shut up, be quiet. That's all you had to do.
Oh, let's not go here. I don't think I'm at fault. Maybe a little bit, but come on, Andrea, you can get us out of this. You know him enough. You know Simon. You can figure this out. Fix it. Fix it with McBuff cakes. I'm sure you can.
What do you want from me, Benjamin? I don't know. I just, all I'm trying to do is keep you alive, keep us alive. I thought hooking up with Simon was a ticket to that. And you're fucking that all up.
Oh, the whole sort of you can't beat him, join him thing? Is that what you've got going on here,
Well,
sis?
what else? What else are we gonna do in this
I don't know,
shithole?
maybe stand up for what's right. I don't know. Just you think Dad would have had it this way? You think Mom would have had it? Can't you go talk to Simon?
Don't go there, Benjamin.
Can't you just go talk to Simon? Talk him down.
What do you want me to? What do you want me to tell him? What do you want me to say to him?
Or at least distract him. I think you could do that.
What? Don't do anything stupid, Benjamin. If you go and get yourself killed, that's not on me.
No, it isn't. That's solely on me. But I'm sure you know ways to distract Simon. And if you can distract a sneaky Hargrumble at the same time, that would be a great thing too.
All right. Fine. I'll do what I can. Just run away. Just get the fuck as far away from here as you can.
He nods. He'll sort of walk quietly over to Gideon and Otmar. And is Aiko there too?
He's nearby. He's having a conversation with Maria right now, but not too far away.
So Benji will walk over to Gideon and Otmar and say, Andrea's going to get Simon's attention and maybe Hargrove too. This might be our shot. If we want to get out, this is an opportunity. I think she'll actually come through on this.
Shit, Benji, you good? I mean, this is really nice, but you okay with that?
Yeah. This is what she's wanted to do all along. She's just gone about it the wrong way. We'll figure it out.
Otmar's not there. He's walking to the
right.
John.
You went to the bathroom.
That's right.
Sorry.
All right, well, I guess let's go find Otmar and see what he thinks, since he's been shooting down all my other plans.
All right. And Maria just kind of turns a cold shoulder to Aiko with those parting words. Just get your shit together. Do something.
I'll take any ideas.
She just rolls her eyes as she walks away.
I guess I'll approach Samuel.
Okay.
Is there anything I can just observe about either what's on him, his person, his temperament, like anything I can pick up just from looking at him?
He doesn't seem to have any weapons on him. He's a tall, lanky guy. He's like easily like 6'4", 6'6", somewhere in that range. He's a tall guy. It has an air of confidence around him. He's not afraid of anything. It would take a lot to ruffle his feathers, but you can tell he gets easily annoyed, and he seems to have an annoyed expression on his face as he's talking to Simon.
Can I overhear anything?
Go ahead and make that observation check for me, please. Oh my gosh, you're collecting those strikes. And he's pushing. Okay. All right. So you managed to overhear a few words. You hear Sam telling Simon, I need you to calm the fuck down. We've had enough murder, enough death in this town to last us a lifetime. I don't need you to go killing the very citizens I'm trying to fucking protect. And Simon's like, oh, fuck, man. They had it coming to them. And Sam says, if you don't fall in line, I'll find someone who can do the job. And maybe I'll feed you to the harvesters. You can see Simon kind of, his grip on his assault rifle kind of tightens when he says this, but he says, fine. Have it your way, old man. But one day you'll be licking my boots. And he storms off.
Benji's going to run up to Aiko. And he's going to kind of tug on his shirt, his suit, his coffee-stained suit. He's going to say, I heard your name's Ikoff, right? And you came off of that ship?
Sure, kid, whatever.
You know a pilot on that ship? I've always wanted to learn how to fly. There's got to be a pilot on that ship, right?
Why do you care? What? Yes, there's a pilot. What the hell are you bugging me for this for?
And you could introduce me to him or her. You could introduce me to this pilot. Yeah?
Do you see where we are right now, kid?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Right, yeah.
Okay. What was your name again? I'm sorry. Stainco? Is that what it is? Stainco? I think it was Stainco, right? Look, if you want to get out of here, you can introduce me to that pilot, then you can join us. But come pay attention to my friend Gideon and I.
Huh?
Just trust me, Stains. Let's go.
All right.
Otmar, as you...
Coffee,
go. Otmar, you make your way to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's a long line.
Yep. And there are like a couple guards standing by. And you know all these guards. You've seen them in town. You've lived with them for your entire life. And now they're holding guns on you and your friends.
Yeah. As Otmar's using the facilities, he's, familiar with the plumbing. That's like kind of one of his side hustles that he's had throughout the years. And he knows that these use a particular type of joint that he can kind of make like a really bad sound as he's flushing it. So he makes the sound, he makes it again and again. He's like, oh, the fucking compressor. It's failing. Tony, did somebody check the compressor? He calls to one of the guards.
Can you make a manipulation check for me, please?
Sure.
Ooh, only 2 dice? Oh no.
What are you looking at me like that for?
Otmar.
Did you hear it?
I hear that shit. What are you up to, man? Just take your piss and go.
I mean, you see the line here? If half the system shut down, it's just gonna get worse. Can't you imagine what Sam's gonna do when the line goes all the way back around the fucking main hallway?
That's what we got buckets for.
Suit yourself. And he leaves, and he's looking for a maintenance corridor that might be unguarded on his walk back.
Go ahead and make an observation check as you do a quick scan of the situation here. All right. You notice these guards, they're not trained soldiers. They're just citizens that now have assault rifles. There's no discipline amongst them. They're not really. There's often lapses of attention as they're like having a conversation amongst themselves, going to get a coffee. Sure, there's a number of them. Sure, they have guns, but it wouldn't take too much effort to slip past one if you really wanted to.
Yes, so he's going to try to get into a maintenance passageway and get into a place where he can manipulate the plumbing.
All right. Can you make a mobility check for me, please?
Sure. I'll push.
All right. All right. You get a little rush of adrenaline as you sneak into a maintenance passageway. You hear one of the nearby guards just kind of turn quickly as he hears the door kind of close behind you. You wait for a moment to see if he'll follow, but nothing. You're alone now in this maintenance hallway. You can find your way to the plumbing. Go ahead and make your heavy machinery check. All right, what would you like to do to this plumbing?
He wants to cause something that will cause a backup and be hard to detect. So not like a valve closed, but he'll like maybe temporarily close some valves, stuff something in the middle, and open them back up.
All right. So this is going to take you a little while. So you're going to be occupied for the next little bit. In the meantime, those of you who are out in the main area, you see Andrea approaching Simon, who has moved away from Sam by this point. And Andrea is having words with him. And you can see that they're getting into a heated argument. Andrea is saying, basically, what the fuck did you do? You hit me back there. What was that about? And Simon's saying, it was the heat of the moment, babe. I didn't know what was going on. So Simon is full on distracted by Andrea now.
So Benji will look to Gideon and say, Mr. Gideon, I think Andrea's got Simon occupied. I don't know about the rest of the situation, though, and we can't leave without Mr. Otmar. That just doesn't feel right.
I'm with you. I'm sure Otmar's up to something, but since we got the human shit stain tagging along with us, we might want to lay low and scope things out while Simon is distracted, especially now since he's not paying attention. I think we can use this time to see if there's any exits that we might be able to sneak out of once time comes.
All right. That's fine. Let's do that. Stainco, can you help us find a way out of here?
I thought you had. Why are you wasting my time? You pulled me over here. You were saying you had something to do with it, but
Simon's distracted. This is the time. Let's see if we can get out of here.
See this woman here. Got a darker complexion, an older lady, kind of short cropped, grayish hair, white hair, and very well dressed, very sharp. You can tell she's got a sharpness to her. And she's walking straight up to you and says, if you plan on leaving, take me with you.
I'm dope. Honestly, the more the merrier. We might need, I don't know what's going on outside, so it might be handy to have someone else to give a hand.
No,
Because I'm sure shit staying over here ain't gonna do shit.
just me. The others don't need to come. I will reward you handsomely.
I'm gonna pull Benji aside and be like, be right with you. Are you getting weird vibes from this lady? Because I am.
Yeah. But she said she'd reward us. I mean, with what?
Also, we're kind of in the middle of something. I don't think we could do all that much with money and all that stuff if we're dead.
That's true. Miss, I don't know what you mean about leaving. We wouldn't leave. God, that's crazy. Who would leave?
Mm-hmm. See, we're
Right, Mr.
law-abiding citizens. We would never break the law for that.
No, the donuts are really good too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very good. And I mean, Simon Hargrove, yeah, he's got his stick up his ass so far. He chews bark. But, you know, he's fine. He's a chill-ish dude when you kind of get to know him.
Can one of you make a manipulation check for me, please?
What's your manipulations look like?
Benji will do it.
Okay, cool. Because I'm not.
You can add you can add one extra die because you have Gideon's help.
All right. So he's gonna push.
All right.
There we go.
All right. She stares at you long and hard, trying to discern what kind of bullshit you're trying to pull on her. He says, "Fine. Have it your way then." And you can see her walking back towards this individual here to have a conversation with him.
Yeah, no offense. She looked cool and all, but she's like a walking red flag. I don't think we need that right now.
Look, these other people don't matter. As long as you get me out of here, we'll be fine, okay?
Man, you're walking around with a head wound and shit on your shirt. Why don't you be quiet for a half a second and let the adults talk?
Otmar, the sabotage you're trying to, did you want to like make that hard knocking noise too, or?
No, he wants to like jam the exhaust of waste so that it all backs up and starts to cause like a big problem. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And he's going to try to like blend back into the main crowd as a subsequent action at some point.
All right, sure. You guys all hear someone saying, "Oh fuck, what the hell?" and see a number of people walk out of the bathroom, and you can hear behind them like toilets kind of bloop, 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 as they start backing up.
Oh goodness, would you look at that? I suppose someone who helps work on these things should probably go lend a hand, huh?
Otmar, I need you to make a mobility check, and I'll give you an extra die for the distraction.
All right, I'll do that like this. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh.
So as you sneak your way back into the main room, Simon sees you as out of the corner of his eye as Andrea continues to yell at him. He says, "Hold on, babe. Where the fuck were you?"
Taking a piss.
And you see Sam looking at the commotion coming from the bathroom, and he calls over to Simon. "Simon, take care of that, will you?" And Simon just looks at him and looks at you.
I told Tony the compressor's all fucked up.
Fine. Fine. Fucking bullshit. And he slings the rifle over his shoulder and he walks into the bathroom. It gives to see streams of liquid, brownish liquid kind of coming out of the bathroom now, and a horrible smell.
Is what are the exits to this space? Like, what does it look like? And are they all guarded, or is this taking any resources away from any of these doors?
They are all guarded, but a lot of them are, like I said before, these guards are not that observant. And with these distractions going on around them, if you really wanted to, you might be able to sneak out past them. There are a number of doors. It's like a gymnasium almost. There are like 3 sets of double doors at one end, plus some emergency exits off the side and back.
Okay, it looks like might be a good time to try and sneak. Let's try to go one at a time, so that way we don't all get caught just in case.
Who's going first?
So Benji's going to look for the door, the exit closest to some of this commotion, and he's going to go towards it. And if is there a guard stationed at it?
There is. And as you approach and clock the guard standing there, you hear a scream coming from the far end of the gymnasium, and you hear Naomi cry out, "Someone, please help! Does someone have? I need a defibrillator. Someone's having a heart attack."
Benji's going to look at the guard and say, "Oh wow, you got to help her go."
Defibrillator is hanging on the door right next, like on the wall right next to the guard.
I can't lift that. You get it. Go.
Can you make a manipulation check for me? All right. He's looking at you, hearing the screams across the gymnasium. Just, oh, fuck. And he pulls the unit off the wall and runs away.
And Benji will just kind of slip out that door.
All right. Anyone going to follow Benji?
Aiko's just going to be like, all Johnny Depp style.
All right. So with the chaos from the backed up plumbing in the bathroom, Naomi's fake patient on the other side of the room, that proves a large distraction, but I'm going to need each of you to make a mobility check. And I'll give you 2 extra dice each. 1 for each of those distractions.
Yeah, I did not do the 2 dice. 1 second.
Oh crap!
How do you roll with extra dice off the sheet?
If you right-click on the skill, it'll bring a little pop-up up, and you can have a modifier.
All right. So +2.
Do you need Benji to do this too?
Benji, no, you're good. You're right by the
He's
door.
out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and push really quickly.
Okay. All right. So both you and Otmar are suffering some effects of panic.
Yeah, Otmar's not comfortable being potentially the center of attention. He's not in love with this situation at all.
Gideon has never
What?
broken a single rule in his entire life, so he's like freaking out, like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!"
All right. I'm just double checking here. It looks like you all did get at least 1 success, though.
What? Oh boy. For a second, I thought you put the panic on me, but it's our icons are just overlapping.
Aiko.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all got at least 1 success. All right. So y'all managed to sneak out. I'm just going to make one more roll here. All right. Dr. Irina Volkov got out there with you. All right. So you all are standing outside of the town hall, which is basically just a gymnasium. And you see Dr. Irina Volkov standing next to you.
Are we outside?
You're outside now.
We need to find a Jeep, quick.
Yeah, that's smart. Are we gonna try and head out to the crash site and see if there's anyone there?
That's where they took south.
Yeah, we're going to the crash site. Okay.
All right. So you find there's vehicles all over the place. It doesn't take you long to find one.
Could we take two? Could Otmar follow behind in a second one?
Yeah. But without the
Yeah.
key, I'm going to have whoever's trying to hotwire it make a Comtech check.
I can certainly hotwire one.
I can give it a shot.
All right.
Oof.
All right, so Gideon has one. Go, you're
Whichever
pushing
one-
that Suzanne.
Whichever one Aiko is struggling with.
God damn it, these old converters.
Just give it a good kick. I'm sure it'll work.
No, iCoffee. It's like it's like this. This is kind of what you want to do. You want to twist it just a little bit this way, and boom.
Jesus Christ, kid.
All right. As soon as you get both the vehicles going, the doors open and you see a guard standing there.
Oh shit! Time to go, guys.
You guys take off.
Get in, Dr. Volkov. Let's go.
God.
All right.
Otmar's just covering his face.
So I need to know who's which Jeep.
I guess me, Benji, and Dr. Volkov would be in one.
Yeah, and Gideon and Otmar in the other, I guess.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a die here. Evens, it'll be Gideon's car. Odds, it'll be Aiko's car. Or Benji. Who's driving, Benji or Aiko?
Definitely Aiko.
But Benji was the one who got it going.
And I shoved the kid into the car.
All right, odds. Aiko. And there are you, Benji, and Volkov. So I'm gonna roll a die in that order. See where the shot goes. Aiko, you're gonna be the recipient of this shot. All right, I'm just gonna pull up the simp here. Get him to fire his weapon. Short burst. And misses. At the burst of gunfire, you scream down the streets and head back towards the crash site. Meantime, back at the crash site, Simon has left. There are now 2 dead bodies lying not too far from you, Ezra. It's been quite some time since the other 2 crew members went back into the ship. You can hear them clanging around and talking, and one of them comes back out and says, under the guard of the Symp, I need to talk to the captain, as he points to you. And the guard kind of shoves him over towards you, and he stands there while the mechanic tells you, well, it's odd. I don't see any obvious reasons for failure. Although there's obviously some damage, we landed pretty rough, so there's going to be some repairs required there. But I think there's something wrong with daughter.
Who does he say that to?
You.
I can't hear you. These zip ties are clogging my ears.
Nagar. What the hell does zip ties have to do with ears? So he's looking at you now. Can you do something about fixing daughter?
Of course I can. It's my ship.
All right, come on then. And he helps you to your feet. You're still tied. Your wrists are still tied. And he escorts you back onto the ship. Takes you to daughter, who seems to be offline.
I need to get my system diagnostic device. Take these silly things off me and let me do my job. You've got the gun. What are you worried about? Stand 5 paces back. You got to round off before I get 3 feet towards you.
He looks at you suspiciously, but he pulls a knife out of his boot, cuts the zip tie. There's nothing funny now, Synth.
I go back to the main bridge. He can follow me.
Mhm.
And I grab my backpack.
Okay.
And my backpack has 2 devices in it, a Seegson system diagnostic device and a PRPUT uplink terminal.
Okay.
And without saying anything to the guard, I set up at one of the stations on the main bridge. And while I'm opening the lid on each device, I'm saying this one, diagnostics for the comm system. This other one, diagnostics for the power system. One of them is truly the diagnostic device, and the other one is an uplink terminal, which I'll read the description for it. It's a remote control spacecraft ComTech role, a military-grade armor water-resistant laptop. With this portable terminal, it has a built-in piloting joystick. With the right skills, ComTech role, you can access codes. You can use a PRPUT to patch into a colony uplink tower and remote pilot an orbiting ship. So I'm going to use the system diagnostic device. That's the Seegson system diagnostic. Here's what that does. Troubleshoot computer systems. The SSDD is used to troubleshoot computer and mechanical systems aboard a space station or starship. A good engineer knows how to use these to hack doors in computer terminals, but you didn't read that here. ComTech +2. All right, so I've got 2 devices open. One I'm going to try to patch into daughter and get this system diagnostics. The other I'm going to try to make a uplink. Obviously, I don't have any codes, but I'm going to see if there's any receipt of the signal that I'm sending to patch into a colony uplink tower or remote piloting or orbiting ship. I'll put a call out to an orbiting ship through the PRPUT uplink terminal, but obviously the Symp guard won't know which is which and what I'm doing.
All right, go ahead and make that ComTech check first, just to see if you can get that diagnostic.
All right, so this is the Seegson Systems Diagnostic. It's a +2 to ComTech.
Yep.
So here comes the ComTech. Right click, +2.
Jesus. All right, Ezra. You are definitely in your element here. So oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. So how many successes did you get there? Sorry, I missed that.
6 successes on 12 rolls.
Wow.
12 dice.
I think that's a record. At least I don't think I've seen 6 successes.
That's impressive.
50% success rate.
All right. So you succeed in the diagnostic. With the 5 other successes, you can, if you click on the little wrench, crossed wrenches or whatever beside your skill, it'll show you the stunts you can spend.
Okay.
Or do with the extra.
Gain +1 modification to a later skill check roll relating to this one. You don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future. You do it quickly in half the time. You get a new or unexpected information, hide your tracks, or you show off. So how many of those?
5 of those.
I have 5 of those. All right, I'll burn one on you get new or unexpected information, GM's choice.
All right. You run your diagnostic on daughter, and it doesn't take you long with that number of successes to realize, yes, your fears are confirmed. There was sabotage. But whoever did it was clearly not very good at covering their tracks. And it has a signature of Volkov.
Oh wow. Okay. I don't know who Volkov is. I wasn't at that other scene, but I recognized some sort of signature of Volkov doing the tampering.
Yeah.
All right, duly noted.
Was Volkov from the ship originally, though?
Yes.
So
She's the UPP representative.
All right. And am I able to get the ship operational by any means, even if it takes shifts of work? Is it repairable? Can the ship be taken off again? All right.
It would normally take a number of shifts to get the comm units back up. There's two different types of tests you need to do here. One is comm tech to get the comms and navigation system and all those systems up. The other is heavy machinery to get actually physically repair the ship.
Okay.
With that number of successes, you spent one of them already. You still have 4 successes. It would normally have taken you like 6 shifts to repair all the damage that the saboteur had done. But you can reduce that down to 2 shifts, which is...
Yeah. I'll reduce it down to 3 shifts, and I want to save an extra. It says I don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future, so it's the exact same challenge. I want to save some bonus for the uplink roll to see if I can communicate with any ships that are still up in orbit.
Sure. And you can do multiple of that one too. If you want like +2, +3, if you can do that.
All right, yeah, let's do let's see, what is the PRPUT uplink? Yeah, no bonus to the PRPUT uplink. I'll borrow 2 of those successes to put 2 extra dice on the uplink
comm tech check.
signal.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and do I have any left, or did I burn them all? I think
that'll be it then.
All right. So 2 extra dice on the PRPUT uplink to see if I can send some sort of signal. Do I want it to be a distress signal? Yeah, I'll send a distress signal up through the uplink.
Okay.
All right, so Comtech +2.
Mm-hmm. All right. With the 1 extra success, what do you want to do with that 1 extra success?
Hide my tracks.
Okay. So what's weird is every colony should have a comm tower to communicate to any orbiting ships. The strange thing is that this comm tower, you hacked into it, but it doesn't seem to be operational.
Okay.
It only seems to be able to receive signals, not send. But I'll say with that extra success, you're able to discern that, again, the reason why you can only receive and not send is because somebody made it that way. It's not just not functional, it is intentional.
Recent alteration to make it that way, or long-standing?
Within the last few hours.
Holy crap. All right, so this place is truly cut off from the outside world. It can receive but not send through their colony uplink tower. Yeah. And I gained that piece of information, and that the ship is repairable. What would we say, like 3 shifts of work for Comtech to get the kind of the tech side of the ship running, and then multiple shifts of work with heavy machinery to get it physically back up and running.
So 3 shifts of work would effectively be like 24 hours, I think. There's 3 shifts in a day or 4 shifts in a day.
All right, I'll turn back to the simp that's guarding me. I'll say, yeah, we can fix it. It'll take. What is our time frame here? Do I say a day? But a day is like an hour, right?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Just
it'll take.
say an hour. So
Yeah, it'll take about a week.
a week. Okay.
Yeah, I'll hedge my bet, right? So I'll say, yeah, we can fix it. It'll take about a week.
All right, we'll get to it.
I need my crew.
How many do you need?
All of them. We're
No,
all
we can't-
special. We're all specialists. We all know
All
our
right.
part.
All right. Here's what I can do. Until the rest of my crew get back, we'll let 2 of you on the ship. And both of you have to be in the same place so I can see both of you. No funny business. While my friend watches over everyone else outside.
All right. Well, then 2 weeks, then genius. So go get them.
All right. He goes outside and pulls somebody in. And as you're working away, you can see you're in the bridge still.
Yep.
You can see off in the distance 2 vehicles screaming across these plains towards you.
I'll say to the simp, why don't you go see who's coming to visit us while I keep working?
Can you make a manipulation check? Because he doesn't want to leave you.
I
Doesn't
can
quite trust you.
try. Nope.
He looks past you out the window to the 2 jeeps coming in, realizes that it's not his friends. I said, oh, fuck. And he runs outside anyway, and he has his gun ready.
All right, so who is on the bridge with me? Did any of my crew come in?
You have 1 crewman on the bridge with you.
All right, I will share with them. I'll say, hey, we're screwed. The ship was tampered with. Don't tell those yokels. But we need to fix this thing and get off the planet, so get to work. And I'll give that tech instructions to start fixing the comm system.
All right. With the 2 of you, you guys can work a little more quickly on the Comtech repairs. The 2 jeeps that are approaching the crash site, you see now 2 armed individuals kind of stepping forward to greet you. Behind them, you see 6 crewmen, or 7 crewmen? 7 crewmen, and these 2 individuals, Lisa and Alex, and 2 dead bodies behind them.
Say that again. I'm seeing this through the window of the bridge.
Kind of.
Okay.
You don't have a complete view because they're kind of off to one side, and you're kind of facing forward.
Okay.
There's no.
What are the dimensions of that ship? Is it ginormous?
It's not. It's about 300 meters, so it's pretty big.
Yeah. Okay.
Long.
All right. But from the front bridge, I could get some glimpse of what's going on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's no sign of south. What would you guys like to do as you approach the ship and you see 2 armed men standing there?
Who's that action for? Who's that question towards?
The people driving the jeep.
I mean, Aiko's going to try to run him over, the guard.
I was gonna try to talk to him, but that works too. Let's do it.
All right, so you are going to try to run them over.
He's going to give hand signals to Gideon's car, like, to take the other one.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to get you guys back on the map here, just so you guys have easier access to your characters. Aiko. Benji. You guys are in one car.
We got some
Gideon.
sort of William Defoe thing going on here between.
Yeah,
Ike.
seriously. South isn't there, and Amar. All right. Oh shoot, you guys are still a little panicky. All right, this will be interesting. I need Gideon and Aiko to make piloting checks for me, please.
Oh, man.
Volkov is here as well.
Right.
Piloting. Oh.
I'm gonna apologize beforehand. I have shit piloting.
That's kind of our thing, though. Yep. Sounds about right.
No pushing.
Fuck it.
Nice.
Nice.
Hey.
That's the right
fine.
attitude.
Join the club.
All right. So you got the trembles too now. All right. So you guys hit the gas and go straight towards these two Symps. They are going to first take a shot at each of your Jeeps, and then try to get out of the way. So I'll just fire the first one here. This is a Gideon's Jeep. All right, so your Jeep. I'm just going to take a look at the vehicle here. All right, so it's has armor rating of 3. So can you roll 3 dice, Gideon? This is the armor rating of your car. All right, so your vehicle doesn't take any damage.
Does Ezra hear the gunshots from where he's at?
Oh yeah.
I'll say to the crew member, keep working, and I'll leave the bridge. And do I remember where the weapons are stashed in the ship?
Oh yeah, you would know.
I'll say to the engineer, keep working, and then I head to find the weapons stashed on the ship.
All right. Aiko, can you roll 3 dice for your armor rating for your vehicle? No successes. So your vehicle will take 3 points of hull damage. All right. So your vehicle is not looking so good, but it is still operational. So these guys will now make a mobility check to see if they get out of the way of your cars. So for Gideon, no. And for Aiko, no.
Nope.
All right, just to make things easy, I'm just going to say they get hit and smashed and squashed. There's just no way, you guys. If you're going full blast on these guys with a Jeep, they're going to be out. All right, so you have 2 either unconscious or dying run over people on the grass, and as you pull up, and you see Alex over here stand up, just kind of struggle to his feet because he's still tied. Help us! Free, cut us loose.
Without saying a word, Aiko's going to get out of the car, grab the 2 guns, throw one of them to Benji.
Oh, hell yeah, Mr. Stinko.
Absolutely not.
Hell yeah, Mr. Stinko.
You did a good job getting us here, kid. In fact, he's also going to throw in the Rolex. That's yours now.
Wow.
All right, help me secure this ship. And I'm going to wave Gideon and Otmar to come on over, and I'm going to head into the ship.
Otmar
Before
would
you-
unbound or untie Alex.
And Lisa.
Gideon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gideon's trying to take the gun away from Benji. Just like
No,
a
it's
14-year-old
mine.
should not have fucking guns.
It's
Um,
mine.
Ezra, when you go to the armory, it's empty. They took the guns.
Ah, and that's the only stash.
Yeah.
Where would they
There
have,
wasn't many anyway. I think there were only like two.
where would
two or
they have
three.
taken them? Did they take them out? Did I see them carry them outside at some point, or did they stash them
You were
someplace else?
probably hiding in the closet when they did that.
Oh, mother. All right, I'll pound my fist on the door. And is there only one way in, one way out of the ship?
No, there's usually a ramp out the side that you are kind of getting out now, but there's also a big ramp out the back where you can load vehicles.
Is that open? How have these Symps been coming in and off of the ship? Are they
The
only
ramp,
aware of
the passenger ramp on the side?
passenger ramp? All right. Is the rear ramp closed?
It is closed.
I'll scream back to the engineer. Are the ramp doors operational?
Someone will need to make a heavy machinery check.
Do I have to be at the site location to see that? Is that like a physical inspection?
Yeah, but I'll let you roll for your roughnecks. You'll get 5 dice.
All right, so my heavy machinery is.
This would be their skill, not yours.
Oh,
Unless
is
you're
this-
gonna go. Unless you're gonna go.
Well, I got one engineer in the on the bridge with me,
Mhm.
and they are doing comms work, right? Terminal work,
Mhm.
and the other engineers are still outside, right?
Yeah, but they're being cut loose, I assume, by Otmar and Gideon, or unless Gideon's still fighting Benji for the gun.
Yeah, I'll scream door to them. Check the ramp if the ramp doors are operational.
All right, so go ahead and roll 5d6 for me, please.
Okay. Oh shit. So hang on, screwed up.
Benji's trying to look cool with the gun, but it's very heavy, and so he struggles just to kind of hold it upright.
No successes.
All right, it must have been the hard landing that you took. That the mechanism is jammed. It'll take some work to
Alright.
release the door.
All right.
Aiko, before you get on to the ship, you hear Irina calling back to you. Says, "Is this your grand plan? To come back to this wreck of a ship?"
Aiko's just gonna ignore her and like wave, whether Gideon or Benji, whoever has the gun, like he's standing outside the ship with the gun, like, come on, we're gonna breach, let's go.
The ship is a wreck. They're gonna be here any minute looking for you. And you came to the exact place that they would find you. Like,
She's got a point. What if we just leave the ship behind for now and go and hide out somewhere?
Well, there's still people that are technically alive. Not everyone's dead out here, and I think there's a few members of crew left, so let's find out who's in here.
We're south.
Where is Sal? Wasn't he brought over here?
Last we heard.
Look, we'll find your hillbilly friend later. Come on, we gotta take this ship back first.
Alex tells you that you guys are the first ones to come back. There was no one else.
Mr.
Well,
Otmar, I wonder if getting the harvester might intimidate anybody else coming here to try to, cause a problem for us. I don't know. Just an idea, Mr. Otmar. You know it better than I do.
Is this where we make our final stand? Defending this here crash site?
Well, you see, Mr. Otmar, I got this bitch ass rifle here, and I know exactly how to use it. You
don't. Give it here.
Young lady, he's been deputized. Do not touch his weapon.
Look, kid, I've been through enough today, all right? You've no fucking idea what kind of day I've been having. I'm not gonna risk Jarvis to defend. What? You can't. No. We got to get out of here. We got to keep moving.
Yeah, we could always grab him as a fast way to travel and lay low somewhere. Because worst case scenario, if they don't have Jarvis, they don't have any way to collect any more things for the cooperative anyway.
Yeah, I'll get Jarvis, but only if we ain't throwing him away to a pile of jeeps.
You hear Lisa pipe up and say, oh, sorry. Sorry to interrupt. I thought when we landed, I thought I saw a building not too far from here. Maybe half day's journey, maybe closer with the jeeps, but could we hide there? And the three of you who are from here would know that she's referring to the neuroplasm plant that has been abandoned for decades.
Oh,
That's a good idea. If we head there now, we might be able to take a roundabout way, cover our path to the river crossing.
If we don't dedicate our time to fixing the ship, we're stuck on this planet. It's like sitting ducks.
Are you outside?
Sitting duck in a factory.
Am I? Yeah, I went to the door to see if the door was fixed. And now I'm interacting with you guys on, from the just on the off the edge of the ship.
You see like a very visibly shaking Aiko with a gun. There you are.
Yeah, Benji's the only one who's not panicked. He's the safest one with a rifle right now.
Ezra, if you can get us off this planet, I will remove one of your citations.
Ezra looks at Otmar and gives him honest assessment of how long it's going to take to fix the ship. I sandbagged it when I was talking with the Symp. I forget what the math was that we calculated, but Ezra just looks straight at Otmar and say it'll take X days to fix the software, X days to fix the hardware, and I'll have the ship back up in the air.
What are we going to do when Sam and Simon come?
How far behind you are they?
Not very far.
Otmar keeps looking at the horizon.
Minutes. Wait, who are you? And then he's going to look back at Aiko and say, iCoffee, you promised you would introduce me to the pilot. Is that the pilot? Who's the pilot? We had a deal.
Yeah. Fine, kid. Yeah, that's the pilot, all right? He's not very good.
Mr. Pilot, sir, I think you got to come with us. Let's go hide out for a bit. We can always come back.
Ezra surveys the people around him. He looks directly at Volkov and says, "Who's that?"
I'm Dr. Irina Volkov, delegate for the UPP.
Ezra's glare lingers as she says that, but his expression doesn't change otherwise.
Aiko can see how calm Ezra is, and he's just going to shove the gun in his hand. It's like, look, you take this. I can't aim straight right now.
Have you ever shot a gun before?
In training, yes.
Ezra takes the gun and then throws it, stock horizontal to Turner.
Right. Turner looks a little uncomfortable holding it, but he takes it.
And so if we've got minutes before the locals arrive, and I need a few days to fix this ship, I think it's wise that we head to safer shelter.
All right, let's go.
Can I drive?
I'll I'll say to the engineer, I'll holler to the engineer back at the bridge, or at least go far enough into the ship, and say, shut her down, lock her up. And then I'll say, come back to the doorway to the local engineer. I'll say, patch this door up enough so we can close it
All right.
and make it quick.
Okay, how many of you are there? Because you only have 2 vehicles.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm sure
5.
Benji can sit in like someone's lap or something. I'm sure old enough.
Well, there's 7 of us, and then I guess how many engineers? 5.
There are 8. 15 total. They're not going to fit into 2 jeeps.
Are there still rations on the ship? I guess I know I don't want to meta, so
Yep.
go and look.
Otmar, what if we grab Jarvis and take a couple people on him as well?
Ezra will look at his crew and point to 6 of them and say, stay on the ship, you know where the rations are. Lock the doors, we'll be back.
They look at each other a little frightened and freaked out, but they'll comply.
3 hardware specialists, 3 software specialists.
Okay.
Tighten this place up like a vault, and we'll be back.
Okay. The ramp is retracted and the door closes. Jarvis is still just 100 meters away if you want to do something with him too before you.
Yeah, so I think Otmar and Gideon would be walking to get Jarvis. It's like, I don't give anybody else even odds of he's staying on the back of Jarvis. You acting like it's easy. Maybe for some of us it is, but not for children. Weaklings.
Damn. All right, you're the boss. I was just suggesting stuff. You're just shooting down everything I got today, but you know it's fine.
We're taking Jarvis out because it's time for him to eat, and that's the official story. He's got a very sensitive stomach. Now, let's go.
Okay.
So they'll try to get Jarvis out of his pen and head in the same direction as those with the Jeeps, but at a different pace.
Okay.
And I think we agree to maybe that destination of the that facility that's shut down.
So do you guys want to take a few moments to try and calm yourself?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Shake
Please.
that panic.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
since we're
Ezra will
doing
take
that,
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, and since we're doing that, is there any way I can like get in contact with my sisters just to say I'm safe, don't trust anybody, stay inside, kind of thing?
No, there's no way.
Okay.
All right, so you guys can take the panicked condition off. You just, I think you just right click on the panic. But you still have all your stress. And Aiko, you can take your panic off too. But by doing so, you have to spend a little bit of time, like 10 minutes, just kind of catch your breath, relax, chill. And in those 10 minutes, that's when you see some more vehicles coming towards you. So Otmar and Gideon, you're about 100 meters away from the crash site. Gideon, is one of the Jeeps with you? Or do you let someone else drive it now?
I would let someone else drive it since I'm going on Jarvis.
All right, who's driving the other Jeep?
Would you give it to Ezra?
I would think so. I'm not letting Benji anywhere near.
Feels like the responsible move.
All right, Ezra will use those 10 minutes to help the 6 crew members staying button up the ships. He'll say, leave the lights off and lay low, kind of in an emotionless way. He's not feeling their stress at all.
Right.
And then as the door goes up, He hops. I guess where's the jeep that Gideon's giving him? Is it over near Jarvis's pen, or is it back near the ship?
It's
Back
at the
near the
ship.
ship.
All right. He jumps in the driver's seat and says, "Hop on, everybody, hop on."
All right. I'm going to need a survival check from Gideon and Otmar. Where does he pull?
Is it stamina for the animal husbandry? Or is this survival?
Stamina. Hold on.
Please be stamina. That's the only good
Yeah,
thing
stamina.
I have.
Yeah.
I think that's...
Hold on.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
push.
Yeah, I'm pushing.
Ah!
Well,
You kept it together.
Keeping
All
it together, barely.
All right. It's been a long day for Gideon.
Told you not to grab him that hard.
I'm trying, okay? It has been a long fucking day.
Don't you think I know it?
All right. So Jarvis is now out of his pen, looking hangry.
Yeah.
Me too, Jarvis.
And what do you guys want to do with him? You can see the plumes of dust on the horizon as vehicles approach.
Yeah. Is the crash site on the way to the facility?
Not really, no. It's
Okay,
almost,
so I think we'd head to the facility.
Yeah,
And,
I think we head straight there.
Yeah, and if we know of certain food areas for Jarvis that are on the way, we might make a little deviation for that, but we're used to kind of feeding him as we go.
all right. So I'm going to tell you right now, harvesters don't like being ridden, especially by people who poke them with like electric sticks. So this one is definitely going to be a survival check to force him to follow your instructions. All right, nicely done. With those extra successes, no extra stunt. Oh, here. All right, you guys make it. Yeah, you guys look like Maudib riding a sandworm across. All right, so Ezra, Aiko, you're driving along beside this enormous harvester, and on whose back are Otmar and Gideon.
That's pretty awesome.
And it's a few hours away to get to the abandoned neuroplasm plant. But you notice that the individuals, whoever was coming from town, Baxter's Reach, are not following you any further. They seem to have stopped at the crash site.
Is there any way we could have like covered our tracks on the way over to the plant?
No. No way to do that. Sorry. Yeah, it's going to be hard to cover a harvester's tracks.
Gotta give him the sand.
Makes sense. I wanted to give it a shot.
Yeah. So you arrive at this abandoned plant, overgrown by vines and fauna. It has been a place that people have stayed away from since it was shut down. No one that you know of has been in here for quite some time. Benji, is this the kind of place that Benji would hang out on his own?
No. Benji
No?
has not ventured this far afield. No.
All right. So as you pull up in your Jeeps and Jarvis to this plant, Everything is very quiet. You hear the local fauna chirping away in the tall grasses around you. What do you do with Jarvis?
I think we'd look for a way or a place where we think that he would stay. You know, we know we're not going to have a formal pen because we don't believe this facility has one. But we know what he wants and what he needs, and we would try to like cater to that and see if we could get him to not wander free. But he might. It's hard to control a harvester.
Why the hell did you bring that thing here? What are we gonna do with it?
Mhm.
All
Hey,
right.
Andrew, I gotta go away. I'll be back.
All right. Otmar, can you make a survival check for me, please?
Survival,
+1. Yeah. I'll give you +1 because Gideon is there.
but not stamina.
Not stamina.
Yep.
All right. So you got 1 success. As you start to get a little anxious that you brought Jarvis all this way, there's nothing really here to contain him. But with your prod and Gideon's help, you manage to coax it into an area kind of off to maybe one side of this structure where it is somewhat penned in, at least on 2.5 sides. And through your prodding, it stays.
All right. This is a bad idea.
You're the one who wanted to bring him out here.
Well, I don't want Sam to have him. He wouldn't know. He'd be dead by morning.
Honestly, that would have been our job done for us. I don't see not much wrong there. Just this place giving the creeps.
So, what do you guys do? You're all standing outside this building now.
Well,
Try to
this place
secure
is
it.
cool.
Yeah, let's try to secure it.
God, where have you
Benji will start running around it, looking for doors. He's super interested in exploring.
There does seem to be
Benjamin, where are you? Get back here.
At
There
least
seem to
stop
be-
the gun.
a number of entrances. There's obviously looks like a main entrance where staff typically go in with stairs leading up to a pair of double doors. There's a loading area where they would take the neuroplasm and load it, along with a small entrance there. There are a couple of emergency exits sprinkled around the side. So there's at least 4 or 5 entrances into this building.
Otmar,
Should
should
we
we?
observation roll beforehand? Is there anything I could pick up?
Sure.
Oh, interesting. So even just doing an observation, you can get stress levels.
Mm-hmm. Any roll. So what is that? More panic. Drop your weapon. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. Aiko.
I don't have the weapon, by the way. I gave it to Ezra.
You did?
Yep.
Okay.
He did. And Benji.
And Benji. All right, so you don't have anything to drop.
I'm just
But-
pacing around this building, like freaking out.
You walk by one of the doors, and it seems slightly ajar. And you think to yourself, on the one hand, this is great. Easy way in. We don't have to break a window or whatever. On the other hand, you're thinking, why the hell is this door open?
Yeah, I'll go take a look, even though I'm like freaking out. I won't go in. I'll probably just stick my head in.
All right. You stick your head in. This looks like it's one of the emergency exits off on one side. not too far from where Jarvis is being held. And you look in, and it seems empty. Unlike the outside that is overgrown by plants and vegetation, the inside seems to be free of most of that. Maybe a thin layer of dust, but otherwise seems empty.
I mean, to be honest, he's just gonna go back and start yelling at everybody. He's freaking out, and he's just like yelling, like, "We gotta set up camp. We gotta do this. We gotta go in there and figure out where's a safe spot to go. I don't know where we are. I don't know who's like." He's just freaking out, and at a certain point, he's kind of just trailing off and mumbling protocols and stuff, and he's just screaming and yelling at anyone that comes near him.
Gideon's just gonna ignore him and just turn over to Amar and be like, should we like block off any of these doors, make it so that there's only one entrance in and out? Or should we just go in and see what's going on?
That's real good thinking, Gideon. That's a good idea. I'll help. Which one? Let's test the entrances first and see which ones are already maybe a little bit secure.
All right. Well, you do hear
Alright.
Aiko screaming his head off in front of one door. You want to investigate that one, or
He's screaming?
yeah?
Yeah, we would go there.
It's you would think it's a panic attack, but it's also half of a rage attack. Like, why I'm out in the boonies with all these damn hicks, and what the hell is going on?
Calm down, Splotchy Kamoka. It's fine. You'll be okay.
Stop that nonsense. Some sense in your head.
Aiko's gonna like angrily start reciting like protocols for corporate mergers to Benji to like explain like how fucked we are. He's like stack ranking experiences he's had with where we are now, and he's just yelling semi-coherent stories at Benji.
Who's going in first?
Otmar can go on first.
All right.
He's got his cutting torch in his hand.
Okay. You walk in, and it is quite dark in here. It's not pitch black. With the door open, you can kind of see inside, and there are kind of holes that have been rusted through, corroded from the outside, that allows you to see at least a few things here and there. You seem to have merged onto a bit of a catwalk overlooking a vast room filled with enormous vats and pipes. You see a few chains hanging from the ceiling, and the catwalk extends ahead of you into the darkness.
Anybody got a light?
Benji pulls out his lighter.
I mean, Gideon's definitely holding his stun baton, just like, I don't know what to do. It's freaky in here. I don't want to be here.
I've got this, Mr. Otmar. It doesn't put off a lot of light, but
Would Otmar reaches out his hand? Would Benji give it to him?
Yeah.
All right. So Otmar is like holding the lighter out in front of him, trying not to burn his thumb. He's familiar with lighters. He knows just what to do.
All right, so you hold this tiny little flame. Even you turn up the lighter, as big as the flame will get, burning through that butane. And you get maybe a good bright light for maybe 10 feet, and then it starts to dim out beyond that.
So he'd move forward.
You move forward. Anyone else going in?
I'll go in.
Benji's with him. This is so cool, Mr. Otmar.
Benji, do you have the gun in your hands?
Yeah, and it's very heavy. And at some point, he's going to say, "Look, this is my gun, Gideon, but you can have it for a little bit."
Now, I'm so touched by this honorable gift. Thank you. Crazy gift me.
But it's mine. If I want it back, I have dibs.
Oh, yes. You got dibs. I'll make sure you remember that.
I have dibs.
Mm-hmm.
I
gotta honor the rules of dibs.
imagine you guys are trying to be somewhat quiet as you enter this place.
Shush.
Go ahead and make mobility checks. Otmar first, please. Some more panic here. All right, you drop your cutting torch, or your. Actually, no, you'll drop the lighter.
He drops the lighter. Fuck. And he's trying to find out where he dropped it.
I need you to roll a d6 for me. Evens, the lighter lands on the catwalk. Odds, it falls through the cracks.
Hmm.
All right.
Mr. Otmar, careful with that. I only have one of those.
Christ above, Otmar scared the shit out of me.
Otmar. As you bend down to pick up the lighter and light it again, you see something below you. Like, as I mentioned before, when you walked into this place, there's no fauna or vegetation inside the building itself. So just kind of encasing the shell of this building from the outside. But you see something strange below you. It's not like any plant you've ever seen before. And that is where we'll end today's session.
Oh dear.
Well, shit.
We got the black goo. We got Jarvis. What a happy ending. This is great. Absolutely great.
Now I see why no one comes out here.
All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And for those of you who are watching this, please feel free to check out some of the other games that we play here on Looking for Mom. But yeah, otherwise, we'll see you in a couple of weeks with the next episode.